In today's video, we're going to discuss the most dangerous question in photography. Hi there everyone, and thank you very much for joining me on this latest video. Now, if you are a follower of my channel, this video is going to be slightly different to the stuff that I normally post. Today, we're not talking about anything technical. It's merely giving advice to people that are beginner photographers, or if you are interested in getting started in photography. Now, I'm going to make this short and to the point. This video was inspired by a question that I get asked all the time when I'm doing workshops or one-on-ones, or generally speaking, when I'm talking to people about photography. And I think it can be a dangerous question. And the question is, what settings are you shooting at? And the reason why I think it's a dangerous question is because, in my opinion, there's two motivators behind asking that question. One of them is a good motivator and the other one is a bad one. And I want to talk to you about the bad one so that you don't fall into this trap. You see, a lot of people, when they ask me that question, they're trying to memorize the settings so that they can reproduce the image themselves. Often they ask me what the settings are, and then they stand in the same position that I did in order to take exactly the same photo. And they're under the impression that if they set the camera to those settings every single time, no matter what the scene is, they're going to get exactly the same shot. And that's just simply not true, because every scene is different, and so it's not going to work out every single time. But they seem to convince themselves that by memorizing these settings, they're going to be able to deal with every situation that they come across. That's simply not true. And so what they end up with is this database of solutions, and it works like a flowchart effect. If you need to take this type of photograph, then you set your camera to these settings. If you need to take that type of photograph, then these are the settings for that. The problem, of course, is when you run into a scenario that you're not prepared for. And these people tend to edit in the same manner. They will load a photograph into Lightroom, and they'll start at the top and end at the bottom, just changing every single slider until they arrive at a happy accident. Yes, it's a nice photograph, but it wasn't intentional. And this is why I'm trying to steer you from learning photography in this manner. Instead, what I'd like to encourage you to do is to treat photography as a problem-solving tool. It is a set of tools that you can use to solve a visual problem. And the way that you do that is by understanding things like the exposure triangle. Those tools that I'm talking about, there are your exposure, your ISO, your aperture, your white balance, etc. There's a whole heap of tools that you can use to try and craft the picture that you've got in your head. And when it comes to your editing, I would also encourage you to do that. If you understand what each of the sliders does, then you're going to know ahead of time, before you even move that slider, you're going to know exactly what it's going to do. And what that's going to do is allow you to craft an image that was in your head way before you press the shutter button. You'll be able to think of photo ideas, which you'll then be able to craft using the tools in your camera and your editing tools to make them look exactly like you imagined them. So I would encourage you to learn all the principles and components of photography so that they don't become a barrier to your creativity. And I'm really interested to find out what you guys think about this. So leave a comment and tell me whether you agree with me or not. And this is where I ask for your help. If you like this video, please make sure that you give the video a like. It's the best way that you can support me and the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. I make videos like this every week to help you with your photography. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I upload a new video. And if you are interested in photography, make sure you check out ministryoffphoto.com. That's where you find links to all of my videos. There's reviews, there's tips, there's tutorials, there's even some free downloads that you can get, such as Lightroom presets, that sort of thing. It's completely free, so make sure you check it out. That's ministryoffphoto.com. So that's everything for this video. If you have any comments or questions, the comment section below is probably the best place to get in touch with me. Otherwise, you can reach out via any of the usual social media platforms. You're going to find links to all of those in the description below. So that's everything from me. I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.